Well, good evening. Another wonderful month has passed us by. I hope that everyone is in their preparations for their Thanksgiving meals tomorrow, and spend some time with your families, being thankful for all of the hard work that we have accomplished this year. Because when you stop to think about it, it really is a lot, and while you're in the throes of it, it doesn't seem like a lot, or maybe it seems like too much. I'm not sure. At any rate, there's a lot to be thankful for, and I hope we all take the time to appreciate that, especially given the season. So, without further ado, approval of minutes from previous meeting. That was the meeting dated October 28th, 2021. Jason sent out the minutes for everyone's review. I only saw one comment. Was there more than one comment?
No.
Okay. So with that, I will accept a motion to approve the minutes.
I'll make a motion we approve the minutes.
Brian makes the motion. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Chad seconds. Are there any questions on the motion? Seeing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Do we have education on the line?
I don't have anybody on
Okay.
so.
All right,
We're all getting ready to cook
we'll
turkey.
just cruise on past education one and we'll circle back. So new business, the financial review. So first of all, board, I have an apology. I did not get the information to Mr. Marsh on time to get our balance sheet and our other monthly reports done. So all that we had to review for this month is the list of transactions that occurred. The financial reports will then be forthcoming, and we can look at those for the next month, along with November's transactions. So.
Can you hear us okay?
Thanks, just interrupt me.
Sorry. I don't know if I'm having sound issues or
Okay, we figured that out.
not.
Okay, so with that, we received the list of transactions. I will accept a motion to accept the transactions as they are.
I'll make a motion.
Chad makes the motion. Is there a second?
I'll second. Can I do that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jason seconds. Are there any questions on the motion or the list of transactions? There was a bunch, again. Seeing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. I also, during this financial review, want to make a quick note that we received a $1,000 donation from Kroger for our food services program. So we're very excited about that. We have two $500 gift cards that Ms. Carla is going to have in her possession to use when we have difficulties getting food from our current food suppliers, which has been a lot. But she's done a remarkable job of working with that and getting around that and keeping her kiddos fed. So we're very grateful for that.
Now, that's not because our food supply vendors.
Right, it's a nationwide.
It's
It's
a
not
national
just,
supply.
Gordon Food Services is who we use, and it's not just a them problem, it's an everybody problem. So next on the agenda is the review of policies, and we have several that we need to review, that we were asked to review. So we have the update to the fiscal policy, procedures, and internal controls. Does anyone want to make a motion to approve that?
I will make a motion to approve.
Chad makes the motion to approve. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Brian seconds. Are there questions about the policy? I didn't receive any recommended changes, so I guess everybody's good with that?
Are we
Okay.
supposed to? No, I'll ask
No,
you.
what? Go ahead.
Well, I didn't quite, I read through them and I just, are we supposed to make comments on those?
Yeah.
There's areas on the side where we can make comments? Okay.
Yeah. Did you have any?
No.
Okay.
I just wasn't sure
Okay.
exactly how it worked.
Yeah. Yeah, you can either just email them or we can
Comment
talk about
on-
them tonight or
Okay.
comment on the doc.
All right.
Yeah.
I didn't have any.
I think when the doc comes to you, you have edit capabilities.
And
Right.
there's usually like track changes are turned on and you can make those changes. Okay, questions? All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Approved. The next one that we reviewed was the clubs, activities, and organizations. This one just kind of, this is a new policy. It kind of highlights what a school-sponsored organization is and a non-school sponsored organization and what their roles are, who has to have access to those groups, etc., and then what the rules are for student social events. I will accept a motion to approve.
I'll make a motion.
Jason makes the motion. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Brian seconds. Are there any questions about the policy? Seeing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Brian, did you aye?
Aye.
Okay. No one opposed. Motion approves. The next one, the fundraising policy. So we've had crazy, remarkable amount of fundraisers that have been happening, and so we just want to make sure that we're doing our due diligence to kind of keep oversight of those fundraising activities, make sure that they're in accordance with rules that are stipulated by the state and the federal government. Make sure when food is involved that we're doing things appropriately with Smart Snacks in School now that we are part of the school nutrition program. And just really kind of spell it out in a little better format what we expect when there's a fundraiser being done for LCIS. We updated some documentation on how to request it. We updated the documentation required for closeout, and that's primarily for a fiscal purpose, but it's also provides kind of a recap of the event and some information on lessons learned, because it's always good to have an opportunity for learning. So I will accept a motion to approve the fundraising policy.
I'll make a motion.
Brian makes the motion. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Chad, is that you?
Yeah.
Chad seconds. Are there any questions on the policy or any of its attachments? Seeing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Okay, the last thing on my list is, we do need to make an amendment to the employee handbook. This is a last minute addition, and I will ask Joanne to kind of brief us on what that addition is gonna be. Do you have that with you? Okay.
And I think each of you might have a copy of it, just add it to the employee handbook for the actual specified days for a 52-week non-certified employee. So year round, what their holidays are and, what they'll be paid for. So we've, said New Year's Day with 2 additional days, the Thursday and Friday of spring break, Memorial Day, Independence Day, Thursday and Friday of fall break, Thanksgiving Day, and the following Friday, Christmas Day. It says 32 additional days there, but I'm gonna say that's a typo. Cross out the 3.
I was gonna say, wow,
2 additional days.
That's a
Merry
lot.
Christmas.
Very generous.
And again, obviously, if the holiday falls on a Saturday or Sunday, we'll observe either the Monday, the Friday, or the Monday. That would be closest to it.
Are these considered paid
They are paid
Okay.
for full-time,
without using the?
52-week employees, yes, yes.
Which right now we have 2 full-time 52-week employees, including
The
custodians.
custodians, yes, okay.
Yes.
No, I like it, I think it's good.
So that being the only addition, I will accept a motion to approve.
I would make a motion to approve.
Chad makes the motion to approve. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Jason seconds. Are there any questions about this addition? Seeing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Okay. So the next, do we wanna circle back and Brenda, do you wanna go ahead and, we'll interrupt and come back to you. Okay. Glad you could join us.
Sorry, I was trying to log in and it was just not connecting. Okay.
Yep, I'm putting you on full screen.
Okay, perfect.
Okay.
Well, in terms of any updates, in terms of accountability, remember as a school board, you guys have access to that dashboard. There's not a lot of new, information for the month of November, because the site visit is actually scheduled for December. We kind of split them up and combine November, December to spread them out a little bit with the different holidays. And some of our schools have, different days off. So that site visit will be coming up in December, which means December's board meeting, there will be an update in terms of academic performance. The attendance rating has been updated, for the month of November, and that one did go down a tiny bit, so I would say that's definitely an area to continue to focus on, getting, or reaching out to parents and really, making a focus on truancy and what the expectations are for families, so we can keep working on that. Financial performance, the quarterly financials were due in November, so we will take a little bit of time to analyze those, and so again, that will be updated in December. And then in terms of organizational performance, the monthly charter requirements, the monthly reporting, Joanne always does a great job with that, so that is at meet standard. And then special education compliance, it's Q2, so we had our second visit and looking at all of the special education processes and documents, and I'm very happy to report that that is also at meet standard. There has been very little interruption of any type of services and documentation, so I'm very grateful for all of the support and just stepping in and working through that at LCIS. A few community connections. As you guys already know, there at the school board, we completed the hackathon competition, and there were 4 winning teams from LCIS and all 7th grade teams. So we will actually have certificates that will be coming down. Emily will bring those down at the site visits. So then, Ms. Simcox, you can maybe present them while she's there, or, if you have a special time during the day that you can present those awards to the 7th graders, that would be wonderful. We do an immersion excursion. This is just something that we have developed with our School of Education at Trine, that we present all of our portfolio schools to our graduates from our School of Education. So whether you have open positions or not, we just present some information about where our schools are located, just a little bit of background, and then we do share job postings if you do have them. So we just finished this for the December graduates. There were only about 10 for December, but we will be doing the same thing in the spring. So watch for information about that and any job postings that you want us to share, because I think we'll have about 25 student teachers in the spring that will graduate. So this is just something that we do just to help connect our graduates with our schools in hopes that we will find some placements there. And then I also just wanted to say just that we sent out a survey, a thank fall survey for all of the teachers there at LCIS. And we do have 2 t-shirt winners that will be getting prizes again when Emily comes down in December. And here are just some of the words that were kind of pulled out of comments. We asked them just to submit what they're thankful for at LCIS. And I'm gonna pull those up actually. This might be hard to read, but I just thought it was really nice to be able to see some of these comments. There was just some really great things, and I think, as you guys know, you're such a community and so much support down there. So it's just always nice to be able to see what the teachers feel and just have that opportunity to share these. And I will send these on to Ms. Simcox just in case you want to share them out with staff or use them in any way. It's always uplifting and positive to be able to share those things. And then just looking ahead to December, as a reminder to the school board, school leader evaluations are due in December with reporting, so December 15th. And then you should have gotten a survey link in the email yesterday that was sent out by Lindsay. And if you have a couple of minutes that you can fill that out, we would greatly appreciate it. This just helps us as we do strategic planning over the Christmas break. It helps us to kind of focus on some goals and how we can continue to improve in our office with all of our policies and procedures. And that is all I have, unless anyone has any questions.
I don't think so. Kind of a quiet month-ish.
It is.
Beth.
You're welcome.
Okay, cruising right along, we're gonna jump back into our business. You'll see the organizational structuring review is the next thing on the list. And so, a little bit of background is, we actually don't have a update to our official organizational chart, since our application. And of course, we've done lots of updating since our application. And so, one of the things that the board wants to look at doing is to kind of finalize our model that we're going to go forward with. Look at how not having the headmaster has impacted the role of building principal, figure out how we can divide up some of those duties. So one of the things that we've been looking very closely at is trying to come up with a sort of business operations person that will oversee the day in, day out business operation of LCIS. Because there's two very distinct things happening at the same time all the time. So there's academics, and then there's the business of running a school. And so the business of running a school right now is still being done a lot by the people in front of you. And we are actively trying to make that not the case. Because the people in front of you are supposed to be governing, not managing, or working for free. And so, to do that, we have drafted a position that we think might be helpful. So before we actually approve the organizational chart going forward, we kind of want to get this new, we're going to call it a Director of Finance and Operations tentatively. And we've written a job description for that. We would like to get that posted and see what kind of applications we get and what kind of interest we have in the position, and kind of start seeing, once we kind of get an idea of where we want to go with the overall organization, how this person would fit in. So, while we're not really approving the organizational structure, I would like for the board to make a motion to approve the Director of Finance and Operations posting so that we can go ahead and get that posted and start getting some applicants, and then revisit this organizational chart at a next meeting. So I would accept a motion to approve the Director of Finance and Operations job description and posting.
I'll make motion.
Jason makes the motion. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Chad seconds. Are there any questions on the motion? Seeing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Okay, I think you covered some of the staffing changes in your principals update, so we will merge those into one thing. So, you're up.
Do you want me to do the whole principal report or just that part?
Go ahead with the whole thing.
Okay.
Do you have the voice enough for it all, or do you
I
want
think
to
I
check?
do have voice enough for that, so in the spirit of being thankful, I am grateful that my voice has come back, and if not, I have some apparently medicine ball tea from Starbucks. So, and also with the spirit, there was a lot of LCIS celebrations that occurred over this last period from our last board meeting, actually from the beginning of the year, but since this is the time of the year that we actually do sit down and reflect about the things that we're thankful and grateful for, I wanted to share some of those things that have happened over the last month with everyone here in our community. So we celebrated our first of many LCIS Friendsgivings on our e-learning day, which was November 10th. Debbie Crane does a fabulous job organizing, and she organized it together. All the staff brought in different foods, and we all actually sat down on that day at a very long table and celebrated. You might have seen it on Facebook, but it really gave us a time to, as a staff, build community, build culture, and share and eat together. And I'm blessed that we've had that opportunity and that we get to do that. And I think our school, that all of us are blessed and thankful for everyone in our building for being able to come together and share that experience. We also celebrated Sadie Wright's wedding shower. Again, Mrs. Crane, she's a fabulous party organizer. She organized it, and it just to show Sadie how much we appreciate her, and to sharing her excitement as she gets to start on a new journey with her partner and friend. We were grateful for Miss Pradlin for making the cakes, and if you've ever had a cake from Miss Pradlin, you know what I'm talking
I
about.
have not.
Oh, you need to. They are the best.
I like cake,
Yes.
Mrs. Bradley.
And honestly, Mrs. Crane has the spinach dip that was gone by the end of it, and so that's also something that we all.
I also like spinach dip.
So do I.
Wink, wink.
It was good.
I know.
Anyway, continue.
Yes, we are thankful that we're getting to get to share in these things that, are just creating and strengthening our community and us as a family. We also celebrated our first Veterans Day program in our new gym. The blessings continue to come as Ms. Fugate put on one of the best, I will say, best Veterans Day programs I have ever seen. We're blessed for our students. All of our middle school students and upper elementary shared in that experience. Just humbled at watching it. I don't know that there was anyone who did not cry during it. We are also blessed to have our students share their gratitude and respect with our veterans. And as a school, we are blessed to have those veterans and that we're able to celebrate that with them. We also celebrated our kitchen staff, as many families brought impact lunches to show their appreciation for our, this is not a politically correct word, lunch ladies. But we love them, and Ms. Hudson came out of the kitchen to eat with the students. And so we are blessed to have Ms. Hudson, Ms. Judy, Jacqueline, Norma, and Lacey. They all make that lunch experience. You know, you're feeding people, but you're feeding them with love and from your heart. And our cafeteria and kitchen staff do that every single day.
And there's a lot of heart.
There's a lot of heart. There really is. It's
You can taste it.
yeah, it's humbling, and it's a privilege to see and witness. On Tuesday, November 23rd, here's another thing that just it just makes you so proud to be a part of this community. I walked through this building to see so many classroom teachers that had organized Friendsgiving. And they did it with their students and invited other classes in. And so some of them, I know I'm gonna leave some people out, but it's not intentional, it's just time. Miss James, Miss Fishers, Miss Edwards, and Miss Crane had Friendsgiving with their kindergarten students. They did that after lunch. They got together in the cafeteria and just to share how blessed we are to have each other. Miss Spear, Miss Bailey, Miss Bradlin, and Miss Emery all planned a Friendsgiving with their third grade students, and they all came together and ate together. Miss Flynn had her students put on a Thanksgiving play that she invited parents to on Monday, but the staff and teachers and their students in the classroom throughout the day on Tuesday to share in that and build community with our students. And I happened to be in there when some of our middle school students came down, and you can see how proud they are of the little first and second graders to watch and really support them. Miss Sanders and Miss Olchey had a Macy's Thanksgiving parade and a Friendsgiving feast with their students. I saw many of those students going home with extra stuff to bring to their families. And that's just to mention a few things that have gone on. So many teachers and staff work to give our students joy and let them know that we care about them. We are blessed to have a community of teachers and staff and IAs that go that extra mile to reach our students, and who realize that building caring relationships is the most necessary component to seeing our students succeed. We also had our first home basketball game in our gym, and that was quite a night. I'm so grateful that we finally got our bleachers in so that we were able to do the Veterans Day program and the basketball game just in time. I'm grateful that all the community members that came out to see the game and celebrate with our students and staff. We are blessed to have the coaches that instill values in our student athletes that make LCIS proud of them. The students have displayed the fantastic Phoenix values of pride, perseverance, purpose, like true champions. They do not get discouraged when we are down, and I have seen this at home games and our away games. Our student athletes continue to play with heart, and they celebrate each other's growth. We're so blessed to have great coaches and a school community that values that more than the win on the scoreboard. Oh, and how about our cheer team? They continue to rally the fans and cheer for our students throughout the game. We are thankful for Ms. Ramsey, and I'm very thankful for her for this, for completing the transportation training so that we are in compliance with the state of Indiana. I don't know if you know about bus transportation, but it's extremely interesting. But she did fabulous the whole day training. We are thankful for our school improvement team, the members that pushed out the LCIS PBIS program. And through that, as we have mentioned before, those 3 attributes of a fantastic Phoenix: pride, purpose, and perseverance. We've had 10 students that have already had their names pulled from the weekly raffle on Fridays in the cafeteria that have received a free ice cream from Revere's. 2 of our K2 was Hadley Michaels, and Miriam Tyler. Our 3 through 5 grade winners have been Peyton Kushner and Harper Edwards and Levi Shaw. He was absent on the day. And then our 6 through 8 is Braxton Eads and Gracie Zimmerman. We are also thankful for the book blast. It was an absolute huge success. We want to thank every community member that supported it, made donations, and because of you, we were able to raise over $14,000. We provided every student with a book in their hand, and most students got more than 3 books. While most of our students received several books, teachers are also able to receive books for their classroom libraries and purchase classroom sets of books because of all of the money that was raised. So we are thankful first for Book Blast, second for our community, and third for the fact that our students are going to be able to get books, actual books in their hands. We're thankful. I'm also added a couple of thankful things that I am with Mr. Ball, because he put together the middle school supervision schedule. Now that our bleachers are in, we changed that procedure. So I was really thankful that he took the time to do that. And Ms. Fugate for creating a second semester schedule that I think will be much more beneficial for our students. We're thankful for Mrs. J and her 7th grade students for participating in the Trine Hackathon. And we've already learned who our winners are, but 4 teens that walked away with that were recognized and also won. So we're so proud of all of our students that participated, and grateful that Mrs. J saw that this was a great learning opportunity for our students. Finally, I'm grateful for our local community, businesses, organizations, and churches. We've received a $1,000 donation from Kroger to help with any food purchases that other food services or teachers want to make for our students. Local churches and community members that have donated coaches for our, they didn't donate coaches, they donated coats for our coat drive, and received a $200 donation for STEM from Gradient Technology and a $100 donation from Indiana Forest Conservatory. All of these donations make it possible for us to be the best for our students and to make sure that we are providing them with everything that they need. And so with that, I just want to say and thank everybody that allowed me to remain and be in this position, so that, like, it just brings my heart happiness, and I am honored and humbled by it all. This school is doing great things. Okay, so next, housekeeping stuff, changes and updates in staffing. So we did accept the resignation of Jeannie Barnes and Cindy Terrell. And with that, I'm gonna ask the board approval for Regina Weir. She has accepted the elementary special education coordinator position and would like to begin on December 6th. Josh Davis has accepted a part-time maintenance position. I'd like to ask for the approval for that. Jacqueline Lyons would be moved to full-time employee beginning December 1st with 20 hours in the kitchen and 12 hours as resource aide, bringing her to full-time 32 hours a week. I would like to ask for the board's approval for that. And Alexis Spear has agreed to be a long-term substitute for a 3rd grade class until the end of the year, or the position is filled. I'd like to ask the board's approval on those. And that is my report.
Do we blanket these, or
Well,
is it
Do you want me?
So we are not
you want me to do them one by one?
We can do, so Regina Weir and Josh Davis, because they're hires. So I will accept a motion to approve the 2 positions for hire.
I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
Brian and Chad. So Brian makes the motion, Chad makes the second. Are there any questions about the motion? Seeing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
I forgot to say aye. I was paying attention, I just forgot.
Sure. Jacqueline Lyons moving to full-time, she's currently part-time, kitchen only, she would be moving to full-time. And I will accept a motion to approve that increase.
Motion.
Ryan makes the motion, is there a second?
I'll second.
Brian seconds, are there any questions on the motion? Seeing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstained?
Jason.
You have to say.
That's you, pal.
I don't, can I do that though?
Yeah, you're abstaining.
Oh, gotcha, okay. Abstain.
Okay, I know, poor fella. Okay,
Keep writing.
motion carries. And then, Alexis Spear to be a long-term substitute for the 3rd grade position. I will accept a motion to approve that as well.
I'll make, okay.
Ryan makes the motion, is there a
I'll
second?
second it.
Is that,
I'll second.
Jason seconds. Are there questions on the motion? I have one. Why did we go long-term sub versus, because I know we had the position open. Can you explain the,
So we did get 3 applicants for the position. One, after interviewed, who had a little bit more experience, withdrew the application the next day. The 2 other were brand new teachers, and it's a very lovely 3rd grade class, but it's an IRE 3rd grade and also classroom management, and we're really looking for someone who brings those skills with them, although we appreciated every applicant. And I will say that Mrs. Spear was just substitute coming in each day to cover, but every day she came in with some new strategy of how to connect with the class. And so with that, although she was not sure that she wanted the 3rd grade teaching position, she definitely brought with it the skills to be able to carry that position until we find a teacher that we believe would be the right fit for that group of students. But every day she already was doing the things that you'd want to see the teacher do.
is the intent to keep her until the end of the year and keep the 3rd grade position open, accepting applicants? How are we gonna move forward?
So we are going to keep her till December,
Okay.
and start taking applicants after, I'm gonna say December 1st, we'll open the position back up again. We thought that more teachers